Hello everyone and welcome back to another Bitcoin and cryptocurrency update video. I know it's been a little while since we've chatted, but today I'm going to give you guys a brief overview and update of what I've been looking at and how I have a bunch of charts laid out for you on different time frames. And I guess we're going to start here on the monthly time frame with Bitcoin on the Bitfinex exchange. And I wanted to keep this chart nice and simple, just simple support and resistance lines. And the most recent development we can see here is this $29,000 level that's been super critical has now been broken through, and we are waiting for this July candle here to close. And it would be a bullish development if we can close above that $29,000. So that being said, major levels next in play would be $38,000 next, respectively, and we're going to get a lot of viewpoints at that level. But the reason being, I guess first we'll talk about the 29K level and why that was significant. So it was the December close and the January open of the candle over here, and you can see three big buy pressure wicks respecting this level quite a bit. Came into some support over here again, and this was over 3 different years. We had 2020, 2021, and then 2022 over here, sorry. And now in 2023, it's been back tested as resistance quite a bit here. You can see the respect that we've been showing to this level. And like I said, breakthrough candle with potentially the confirmation candle above. So next up with $38,000, again, a lot of the monthly closes and good support over here. And it was the initial drop down candle when we lost that level. So that would be a nice area of confluence. We'll get to these green arrows and these yellow lines here right now, actually. Let me go ahead and switch to the weekly. So with the yellow lines, this was just something I wanted to point out with matching up with the RSI, right? So if you can see that we had a high and a higher high with price and a high and many lower highs here with the RSI. So that was showing some weakness because you want to see these trend together. This is called bearish divergence. And so you can see that once we had some weakness over here, that's when price really started to roll over. But then likewise, just like this called the top, this kind of called our double bottom down here as well, where we had a low and a lower low. Down here on the RSI, we had a low and a higher low. So again, this is bullish divergence, and that's why we were able to flip bullish out of here and then make some higher highs and higher lows onto the next targets, So another bullish development is on the weekly RSI. We've bottomed out and had a cross up above the 20 level. So we do have some nice momentum coming in, as well as on the monthly. We also crossed recently back over here, and now we've touched this top point. So that leads me to these green arrows. Let me clean this up a little bit like that. So each green arrow is the first time, sorry about the chart over here, it's the first time that the orange line touches above the 80 level, and you can see where we're kind of at over here in the market cycle. We're going to compare a lot of this to present day action, but we still had a couple more of those signals come in, right? So it happened over here as well. That's where price was at, and then it happened over here as well when that's where price was at. You can see that this one and this one is when price really took off from there. We'll talk about this anomaly over here. And then most recently, again, right now, we just touched above the 80 level. So we have a lot of momentum even on a monthly time frame at the moment. And so for comparison, though, we think that we are a lot more similar in this structure to the 2015 bear market. And it's just simple because the only difference with this section over here, you can see that once we have already, let me switch over to, I need my drawing thing back. Sorry. Where is it at? Where is it at? Got it. You can see that over here, once we had, let me move over a little bit. Sorry again, it's ugly, but it doesn't have price history back here on this chart. Once we had our blow off top over here and Bitcoin went to its bear market, phase one of the bull market really started once we built our healthy base. And you can see that the previous resistance that we were facing in that time had become our future support over here with all these monthly candles. And RSI stayed up here, or the stock RSI stayed over here for a very prolonged period of time. And you can see that this bull market was very healthy, staircase being built up until the new all-time high was made, and that's a different story when we start going to lift-off mode. But one step at a time, right? So we should be somewhere around this area in present day. This one was different, like I said, because it's pretty obvious, right? So once we had our bear market, we had our bottom over here. Once we left our base, we did not show a lot of respect to it until way too late. We had our big ABC correction over here, which we've called out multiple times back in the day. But all I mean by that is because we've left our base super hard over here, this was like a 350% rally, right? Bitcoin went from 3,300 bucks, 3,200 bucks, all the way up to almost $14,000. So this was pretty uncalled for, if you will, and then it needed a lot more time to correct and much more steepness down to undo all that damage that's been done. But present day, it looks like much more like 2015, right? We have our bear market, we have our bottom over here, lots of monthly candles going straight sideways, and look at what we just did, right? So we have all these months closing over here. The previous resistance has now become our future support right over here with that most recent touch point at $25,000 or so. And like I said, so staircasing up, so big expansion, some sideways action. We should have another big expansion, maybe some more sideways action over here. So that's what I got for you on this chart. Another longer term view. Let me switch to the weekly. We're going to switch to the BLX. And let me get rid of all this stuff and zoom out again. So as a reminder where these lines came from, it's connecting the 2018 bear market bottom from here and here all the way to the weekly closes. Again, these are all weekly closes actually. So the weekly closes here and here to the COVID low of weekly closes, and then most recently to here. And all we did simply was clone them all the way up, which you can see they even touch all the way to the all-time high. And you can see anywhere you want, pausing the video, all the significance of all the touch points. But nonetheless, let me zoom in back over here, and you can see, sorry, let me auto fit this so it looks prettier. There we go. You can see that we've kind of reclaimed this little level right here. And so I would expect us to either continue in this range next, which we have some resistance coming in if we touch this over here, around $38,000 coming in again, very similar to what we just said on the monthly closes and everything, and you'll still see some more point of views on that. However, if we lose this level and we roll over, we do have some support coming in right over here again, maybe on top of our previous heads over there, right? So something over here. So this is a good chart I've been looking at multiple times with you guys. Next up, we got the Bitstamp chart. With this one, I basically have two different angles I'm looking at it for, right? So I connected the lows from here to here and just made a parallel channel with it. And you can see the significance from the midline to the two outer lines, all the touch points and everything. And then lastly, the downtrending lines are actually just connecting the low point here and here, and then cloned all the way up again, same thing. So nice, clean, simple charting, just showing off market structure and the respecting and everything like that. But nonetheless, with this one, I like the angles that we see as well because we're in this big little zone right here. So we still have our support that could come in as low as the $27-ish thousand or so, right? But right now facing that resistance. And if we break through this resistance, I would say a nice little sweet spot would be the midline of this channel / this downward trending line, which to me is the last hope of support for any bearish rollover or another resistance spot, if you will, which again comes in at like $38,000. So like I said, a lot of confluence over here with this level, and seems pretty doable. Whether or not we come back down before going over there or just shoot straight up from there, and then who knows what happens after that. We don't need to get too far ahead of ourselves, but just know that we'll have a little breakout out of this range here because it's been many weeks showing respect to the resistance right ahead here, right? So I would like to see a nice continuation through, and then all the way down to the shortest time frame, we're going to go to the KuCoin chart on the daily, and this is the one I've been trading on, so this is the more accurate one. So you can see, right, big bear market, formed a little falling wedge down here, broke out bullish, tested the most important resistance line in Bitcoin, broke out, back tested it twice as support here, and then continuation higher, another small falling wedge here, broke out bullish again, and we broke out bullish and we've now been sideways for a little while here. And so you can see what I kind of drew out here actually for the breakout range we'll have. I kind of just drew a little bull flag that we have here. Seems to be respecting that pretty well. It's been going on for a little while, so I believe this will break out any day here now. And if that's to the upside, this little flagpole extension up, it came from this measurement right here. So it'd be a nice continuation move, again, up to that $38,000 give or take region, which is the measured breakout of this move and all the other charts I just showed you. So a lot of confluence up there, which is what we like to see. We like to see that. But if we roll over, we have some support coming in right over here around that $27,000, which again, I want to say came into that trend line on the other chart I was showing you, right? If we connect all these lows over here, not perfect because I just drew it like that, but you get the point, the yellow one I was showing. It's also the 61.8 retracement. So connecting the swing low to the swing high, the golden pockets right down there. So if we do roll over, ideally this holds and then we resume higher. If this level is lost, then we're looking at some lower levels using the other charts we were looking at where the uptrend lines are coming in. But I'm pretty bullish right now. Let's see on the daily any developments here, right? So yeah, downtrend on the RSI, broken through, back tested now twice as support, and we're now hanging on by a thread. If this is going to hold, price will be king, right? But if this holds and we resume higher from here, we're looking good for Bitcoin to then make its next extension up. We're a little weak right now on a daily momentum basis, but as soon as we get the blue line to cross above the signal line, the orange one, above 20 again, and we get some momentum back to respect the weekly and monthly momentum we're showing, then yeah, we'll see a nice big pump here. Some good developments on Bitcoin dominance. I'm gonna go to the, let's go monthly, right? Let me clean this up. There we go. So Bitcoin dominance, we have recently cleared the ceiling of 48% roughly resistance multiple times, and we've now broken through it, and again, kind of waiting for this confirmation above it. Looks like it though. We have a healthy uptrend in here. I'll switch to weekly. Just some little uptrend going on here right now. So we still have some support back at this previous ceiling that we had probably, including the uptrend line. But I would imagine we eclipsed that 52% potentially, right, and head over to 60% respectively before we fell off in the previous resistance and support area over here. So yeah, that's cool to see. But really, I'm the most excited about XRP. I really like this chart. So massive consolidation after the big expansion that we had. And then most recently, a lot of bullish developments. So we have the big black diamond entry, the most aggressive one you could have taken over here at 38 cents. Nice little spot here. And then most recently, it's been a while, but we finally cleared this second line that I had here. Finally broke above it with this good news about the lawsuit, because Ripple has now defeated the SEC, which is really nice to see. Kind of planned, all been waiting for, right? But anyways, showing respect to like 90-cent resistance over here, kind of that previous resistance we had over here in support. So I would imagine the new floor that we have is around 55 cents, which was our previous ceiling. You can see the 3 touch points with respect, and then the support over here, right? Or worst case scenario, still the big uptrend line coming in, connecting all the low points. But we still are not out of the water yet, right? So like, kind of like with Bitcoin and some of the other ones, we still have not taken out the last little resistance of downtrends that we have, with the all-time high being connected to the most recent swing high of $2. And so that kind of comes in right now over about $1.30, which also not only is the downtrend line, but you can see the previous resistance over here again. So whether or not we go there right away, and then this is our little zone of play, debatable if we come back down if we do that, who knows? Or we show some respect and we just play in this range for a little while before then testing it later and then go from there. So yeah, this one has big moves. It's kind of hard to tell. I try to keep it pretty simple. Lots going on with XRP. A little bit different than charting Bitcoin to me, because Bitcoin's a lot more cyclical and has much more charting data with multiple like market cycles going on, you know. But XRP, I mean, I see what I see. Lots of consolidation, big expansion, lots of consolidation. Should lead to another big expansion, right? I don't really have price predictions for this one, to be honest with you, but just know it gets pretty excited above $2 and above all-time high. So that's what I got for you guys. I guess before we go, we'll hit you with Ethereum real quick. Oh, this is Ethereum, Bitcoin, sorry. Regular Ethereum. There we go. So with Ethereum, I've just connected the low points, parallel channel. We got the midpoint. You can see the touch points. You get my style right now, right? So kind of same thing. We broke a downtrend here. We broke the more important downtrend, and it's pretty much just been sideways, but bullish developments in play, right? So the previous ceiling, resistance, now turned to some support over here. But we have not taken out the April highs yet, like Bitcoin has and like XRP has. So that's interesting. So Ethereum's a little lagging, but kind of like the $38,000 level for Bitcoin, it's the same thing over here where the week closed and fell off a cliff, right? So kind of 2,500 bucks next in play to me. Otherwise, you know, clear uptrend over here. This would be the support over here, 1,500 bucks if we break down. That's what I'm looking at. I hope you guys liked the video. I kind of wanted to keep it short and sweet, and I'm happy with the angles and the style, I think, of this video. So let me know what you think. But please be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Stay tuned for some new car content coming out. I'm working on it. And let me know how you like the style of video, if you want me to do anything different. Maybe you have some questions. Maybe you want me to chart something different. I don't know. Just let me know. It's super cool, chill environment. This is just where we could do our homework and get better together. And I'll catch you guys all in the next video.